And like, dance naked in front of your mirror if you have to. Because you are beautiful. Welcome back to Emily Sage 411. Today we're going to be talking about self-esteem. Confidence, self-esteem. This is something that's a really rich topic, so you can go into a lot of detail with it. We're just going to kind of touch on three main things that you can do to improve your self-esteem and why self-esteem is so important. So what is self-esteem? Self-esteem is how you value yourself and how you see yourself, essentially. And there's two parts to it. There's self-efficacy and self-respect. So self-efficacy is head on your shoulder that goes, yeah, you know what, whatever life throws at me, I'm confident that I can accomplish it, I can overcome it. It's having the ability to create a good life for yourself. And so that's something that if we put a scale to it, we'd want to be a 10 at, right? We don't want to be a 1 where we feel like, you know, our life is just in crumbles and we'll never be able to create the life that we want. And then the second part is self-respect. So your self-respect is self-respect. It's respecting yourself, not letting people walk all over you, not being a doormat, not sticking in situations that are putting you down, speaking up for yourself when you need to, treating yourself properly as well, taking care of yourself, you know, making sure that you are at your best and you feel your best as much as possible, as much as life will allow you, which should be all the time. You should always have enough self-respect to make time for that. And again, on a scale of 1 to 10, we want to be at a 10, but sometimes we're low on that scale. We're at a 1, 2, 3, 4, or we're even halfway there, so we have some improvement to do. Or you can be on the other end of the spectrum where you act super cocky or kind of arrogant, right? And we still don't have that self-love. It's just kind of overcompensating because we don't know how we feel about ourselves, right? So that's the other end of the spectrum where we're still at a very low point. We just act at a very high point on the scale. So no matter where you are, if you think about it on that scale, just note it. If you're low, then you're low. It's okay. Don't get bummed out. Don't get, you know, down on yourself. The first step in accomplishing goals and accomplishing getting better is recognizing where you stand in the first place. So whether you're high up on the scale, in the middle, or at the end, it doesn't matter, because you can do these things that are going to allow you to be more confident, to have more self-esteem, to look in the mirror and say, yes, you know, I'm me. Like, I love me. That's awesome. You know, I'm so proud that I'm who I am. And oftentimes we don't do that. We are super mean to ourselves. You know, first thing in the morning, what do you say to yourself? Do you look in the mirror and go, oh, I need to fix this, right? And that's not what we should be saying. Every morning when you look at yourself, you should be like, you know what, I'm smart, I'm energetic, I am beautiful, I'm handsome, I am everything that I need to be, and I deserve everything that life has to offer because I'm me. And if you don't think that way, then there's an issue, right? There's an issue somewhere about how you're perceiving yourself. There might be things that you don't like about yourself that you're highlighting in your head. And you're saying, well, because of this, I'm imperfect, I'm ugly, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough. And we can't do that. Oftentimes, what we do when we come into a new situation, we'll walk into a room with a lot of people, or when we're first meeting other people or doing something new, we want it to like us, right? It's important to us because we're such social creatures. When we walk into a room of other people, we have this little voice that goes, please like me. And that little voice is detrimental to our self-esteem, because this please like me has no control. Because this is not going to have people like you, it's going to have people use you. And then you're stuck, right? You're stuck even feeling worse because you know they're using you and you still don't have that self-love. So instead of the voice saying, you know, please like me, I hope these people like me, I hope this goes well, you know, whether it's in work, in a presentation, or you're meeting people for the first time, or it's a new job, or it's a new environment completely, when you go in with this voice that says, I like me, I'm here for a reason, if you like me, great. And if not, that's okay, because I like me, and that's all that matters. When you have that, you stand a little taller, you act a little bit different, and people cling to that, people like that. You'll notice as soon as you start doing that, people kind of gravitate towards you. And that's in your relationship, that's financially, that's in your family, that's spiritually, and that's you. You will feel better, you will feel happier. Ultimately, when we're born, we have a ton of that. Our self-esteem tank is 100% full. If you look at a newborn baby, they're never covering their face, they're never shying away, they're always in the spotlight. And they have this, look at me, right? My 2-year-old, whenever we go to the park, it's look at me, look, oh, did you see that? Look, Mom, look, Dad, look, kids. You know? And he's always trying to get attention from anyone and anybody, because he has this self-esteem like, yeah, man, look at what I'm doing. I'm cool, I'm great. And he'll say to me all the time, Mommy, I'm cool. So kids have this, right? And as we get older, it goes away, and a lot of it's due to performance anxiety. This kind of thing happens along the way for a lot of kids, and then it goes into adulthood, and we have this self-confidence issue, self-esteem issue, especially with social media and everything going on, where we're constantly comparing ourselves and trying to find self-love through, you know, well, if I look like that, then I will love myself. And you can't hold that standard, because you need to love yourself whether you look like that or not. And if that's your goal, that's great. Push towards it. But if you don't love yourself in the beginning, that goal will never succeed, because you're going to be so hard on yourself the whole time. And even when you get that, you'll still not have that self-love to look at the mirror and say, wow, I did it. I got the goal, I achieved the goal that I want. It's really important to have self-esteem, and there's 3 things that you can do about it. One is praise. Praise yourself, praise others. Say, I'm beautiful, I'm amazing, I deserve everything that is possible in my life, and I deserve the good, and I can get through anything that's bad. Give yourself that credit, and do that as often as you think of yourself. Accept praise. That's the second thing. When people give you a compliment, take it. Say thank you. Acknowledge that it's a little gift that's been given to you, and take it and cherish it, because they're saying that not to just say it, but they meant it. It was something that caught their eye. It was something of you that they appreciated and liked. They liked it enough to say something. Okay, so take that and keep it. The third thing and the last thing that's really important and has helped me tremendously is rephrasing and deleting negative comments that you say to yourself. And even when people are around you saying negative things, rephrase it in your head into a positive. I'll give you an example. Something that often people say is, I've had a bad day. Instead of saying I've had a bad day, say I've had a character building day. And the reason we do this, the reason we rephrase things, the reason we give ourselves praise is because our mind is super, super cool, and it does not know the difference between a dream and a reality. Right? So if you think it in your head and you can picture these things and you say it to yourself, your brain doesn't know the difference. It goes, okay, yes. If we say something negative, our brain goes, okay, yes, and it believes that. If we tell ourselves we're ugly, then we're going to believe that we're ugly. If we tell ourselves that we're beautiful and that we're able to accomplish things and that people like us and that we're confident and that we're the best that we can be, and we're going to continue to be the best that we can be, and we're going to make mistakes, but we're going to push through them, and everything positive that you can possibly say to yourself, your brain goes, okay, yes. Your body reacts. So whatever you say to your brain, your body is going to respond to that. So it's super important that whatever you say mentally, it's feeding yourself. Why would you not? You want to feel good. We want to feel good. We're addicted to feeling good. That's why we're addicted to our phones, because that feels good. So why not do that for yourself? Create your own serotonin and say positive things to yourself and create that happiness. Because nobody has control over your self-esteem. People can say negative things. The people who do say negative things, they're the ones who are hurting. I remember my parents saying that kind of stuff when I was growing up, because I got bullied really bad in middle school. It was a horrible time in my life. It was very, very challenging. It did build character though. And I remember them saying, Emily, these people that are bullying you have issues of their own. And I just, at that age, I was like, no, it's just me. So everything that they said, I fully believe that they were 100% correct. Whereas in reality, they were trying to figure out life too, and they had their own big insecurities, and so they would lash out, and anything that they could say that maybe didn't match up with what they thought I should be wearing or how I should act or what I should look like or whatever, right, to be the highlight because they're insecure and they need that recognition, they would say something negative. And now, hindsight, yes, I see that and I realize that, and I see it day to day when people are in a bad mood. It's not because of you. The person yelling at their waitress at the restaurant is not because of the waitress, it's because they have other things going on in their lives. When you're older, you understand that. When you're younger, you don't. My goal is to help people, whatever age you're at, when you have self-esteem issues, because it doesn't just occur in elementary school and middle school and then fades away. That kind of stuff can stick with you, and it's important that you grasp hold of it. And it's important for your financial success. It's important for your relationship. If you don't love yourself, how can your partner love you to the fullest? Because you're not letting them, you're not gonna let them in 100%. You just won't. There's no way that you can. And this is all stuff that I personally have struggled with, and I've learned, and that's why I'm sharing it, is because this is something that's helped me tremendously, and I know many people who it would help as well. You just have to take the time to fix it and to practice it, because it's not enough just to watch a video and go, okay, well, cool, now I know that. You have to actually implement it, because nothing will change unless you do something about it, and you have to take responsibility for how you feel. There's going to be people that have judged you. It's not because of you, it's just because of them, but it has affected you potentially. Take responsibility for how you feel and say, okay, no more. When this thought pops into my head, I'm going to instantly delete it and say, not today. You can have that, keep it in your space, not in mine, right? And you'll be just, people will like you for that. People will like that you're a safe place. Once you have that self-love, you project that out, people like that. And you'll see that, so you just have to practice it yourself. So those 3 things is praise yourself, praise others, accept praise, and delete and rephrase negative comments, whether they're said to yourself or they're said around you. Rephrase it mentally so that you are clean of all the negativity and all that comparing yourself to other people. So I hope that you found this video helpful. I want to keep it rather short because we can go into self-esteem and confidence way deep, because it is such an interesting topic and also has so much to do with how it affects our lives. So if you have any other topics that you'd like to talk about, or any comments at all that you want to say, just anything about, leave it below. If this video was helpful and you liked it and you thought it was insightful, give it a thumbs up. Make sure to ring the bell so you can see upcoming videos. Subscribe, make sure to subscribe. All the stuff that I always say at the end of every YouTube video. And I look forward to seeing you back here next time.